I call on Government Order of the Day number 3.
Gene Technology Bill, first reading.
Honourable Judith Collins.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I present a legislative statement on the Gene Technology Bill.
That legislative statement is published under the authority of the House and can be found on the Parliament website. Honourable Judith Collins.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the Gene Technology Bill be now read a first time. I nominate the Health Committee to consider the bill. Madam Speaker, what a great day for science. As part of the agreements with our coalition partners, New Zealand First and the ACT Party, this government has committed to introducing a dedicated legislation for gene technology. This bill is a result of that commitment and the commitment we made to the New Zealand public to bring our regulations for gene technology into the 21st century. Our current regulations for genetically modified organisms are some of the most backward-looking in the world. New Zealand has lagged behind other countries such as Australia, Canada, England, which have safely embraced these technologies for the benefit of their people and their economies. Despite gene technologies having been in use in New Zealand since the 1970s, the restrictive rules and time-consuming processes we have imposed on researchers have made testing and embracing innovation outside the lab all but impossible, but no more. This government has listened to our research, primary industry and medical communities and the frustrations that they have felt over many years. Today, New Zealand moves into the present with a safe, enabling regulatory regime. The legislation will enable the sorts of innovation that will benefit New Zealand while effectively managing risks to the health and safety of people and the environment. Instead of continuing to frustrate, we want to enable New Zealand's biotech ecosystem to attract and retain the brightest minds so that we can deliver solutions to the challenges New Zealand faces, such as climate change, such as increasing the productivity of our primary sector, such as in conservation, such as human health, potential cancer cures. From advances in health treatments in our hospitals to supporting our farmers to produce the best food in the world, the transformative power of innovation is key to our country's future and key to making New Zealanders' lives better. A key objective of this legislation is to proportionately regulate gene technologies. A one-size-fits-all approach is neither efficient nor appropriate to managing risks to the health and safety of people and the environment, and we have decades of experience both here and abroad to proportionately regulate gene technology. With the new regime, the government is also taking a forward-looking and sensible approach to the regulation of innovative technologies like gene editing. Other countries around the world, from Australia to Japan to England, are safely embracing these very predictable technologies, and this new legislation will ensure we no longer lag behind. Rather than being apprehensive of innovation, we intend to regulate these more predictable technologies based on their most important factor, that's their outcomes. Previous approaches have been akin to regulating electric cars more stringently because they were a new technology, whereas our approach will be logical, science-based, safe and fair. As a small country, we need to be realistic about what we can achieve and where we can best rely on overseas expertise to deliver benefits for New Zealanders. Our gene technology regime will allow the recognition of comparable overseas gene technologies regulators, which will enable us to make better use of considerable expertise overseas and expand the number of medical therapies available to New Zealanders. This will also have the benefit of freeing up the time of our new regulator, enabling them and supporting their staff to concentrate on areas where their limited time is best spent. It will enhance the efficiency of the regime for researchers and developers of new beneficial applications. This government is committed to creating a new regime that provides both transparent and understandable decisions from the new gene technology regulator and enables participation under a number of application types so that the public can provide input. We believe an effective forum in which the public and users of the regime can express their views on these applications will be essential for public trust in building a more effective system over time. This will be enabled in a range of ways, from specific licence applications right through to the risk tiering framework which will underpin this new regime. I want to take a moment to address some of the rhetoric I've heard this year so as to assure New Zealanders of what this change means and what it doesn't. This change does not mean a free-for-all on genetic technologies in New Zealand. This change simply means that gene technologies have a pathway for regulatory assessment that is designed to ensure the public and environmental safety of New Zealand. This change does not mean that people have to use gene technologies. This change gives those who want to benefit from these technologies a regulatory approval method so that they can opt in. They do not have to opt out. They'd have to opt in order to use them. This change does not mean we can no longer have organics or be GE free. GE products have been in New Zealand for years, and things such as soy milk. Other countries with a gene technology regime still have organic sectors. Think of the United States and Australia. The US is the largest organics producer in the world, while also being the largest producer of GM food. This change does not mean that we are opening up the floodgates to genetic engineering of all kinds. Just to be very clear on that point, I can assure you the genetic engineering of human embryos will remain banned. What this does mean for New Zealanders and their families is this. New Zealanders will have better access to more effective cancer treatments such as CAR T-cell therapy, if they want to. Our farmers will have access to productivity tools and emissions reduction technologies, helping them meet their climate goals and get high yields, but only if they want to. Our scientists will no longer be confined to petri dishes, instead having the chance to get their amazing technology approved for use outside the lab, and the New Zealand economy reaping the benefits of that. Think genetically edited apples that take 1 year to grow, fruit and produce, rather than the 5 to 7 years of other apples. Think how useful that would have been after Cyclone Gabrielle decimated so much of the Hawke's Bay horticulture. And I've seen this in one of our labs, in the CRI, already being done here, but they can't take it out the lab. We already have the science to do all of this, and these are the productivity tools. If we use them, they will save family businesses and they will save livelihoods. This is a wonderful day for science, and I encourage all New Zealanders to engage in what gene technology can do for them. I would like to thank all the members and staff from around the House who have engaged with myself and my office on these changes. As this bill progresses through the parliamentary process, I encourage all parties not to lose sight of the real aims of this new legislation. Increased productivity isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It means more income for our hard-working farmers, horticulturalists, and support for our rural and provincial communities. Greater innovation isn't just another publication in a science journal. It means more tools to address the big challenges of our age and provides greater opportunities to incentivise our researchers to stay. A defining moment was the invention of the ability to precisely edit individual genes. The CRISPR process was announced in 2012 and it won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 2020. That changed everything, because it means that we're not splicing together genes from different species, but we're editing existing genes. And more medical therapies aren't just a nice to have, it means more effective and safe cancer treatments, and it means greater hope and quality of life for patients and their families. I would also like to thank the staff at MB for all the hard work they've been doing, and also my own staff who have worked so hard to bring this to the House. Madam Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote is being called for. Please, Clerk, conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
49 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes against.
Green Party of Aotearoa New Zealand.
15 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
11 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Te Pāti Māori.
Ono ngā pōti e whakahe.
The ayes are 68, the noes are 53. The question is agreed.
Gene Technology Bill, first reading.
The question is that the Gene Technology Bill be considered by the Health Committee. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. No. The ayes have it. Party vote has been called for. Please, Clerk, conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
Sorry, 49 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party of Aotearoa New Zealand.
15 votes opposed.
Act New Zealand.
11 votes in favour.
New Zealand
8 votes
First.
in favour.
Te Pāti Māori.
Ono ngā pōti e whakahi.
The ayes are 68, the noes are 55. The question is agreed.